Hello student, this is Suman Sharma from sinidih and this is the next video for class 6 and the chapter is Fibre to Fabric. Students, in this video we will study that how to make fabric from yarn and the topic is yarn to fabric. As you can see here, there are many ways by which fabrics are made from yarn, and here are the two main processes. First is weaving and second is knitting. Now first we will deal that what is weaving. As you can see in the image that here are two sets of yarn. One is of red color and one is of green color. So a fabric is made up of two sets of yarn arranged together. So the process of arranging the two sets of yarn together is known as weaving, and when we arrange the two sets of yarn together, then a fabric is made. So in the weaving process we use two sets of yarn, and the process of arranging the two sets of yarn just like this is called weaving. Now in the next slide you can see that weaving of a fabric is generally done on looms. Okay, as you can see in the image also that a loom for weaving, and the wave pattern arises or the wave pattern created in the weaving process is like this. Here the looms are either hand operated or power operated. Okay. Now the next process is knitting. Here in knitting process a single yarn is used to make fabric. You know that students, we wear sweaters in winter season, we wear socks, and all the sweaters or the socks are made up of a single yarn. So the process of making fabric by using the single yarn is called knitting. Here the knitting is done by hand and it can also be done on the machine. This is the image of knitting. Now in the next slide there are some points related to the history of clothing materials which you have to remember. First, during the ancient times people generally used the bark and the big leaves of the trees or the animals or animals' skins, animals' furs to cover their body part or to cover themselves, as if you have remembered that in the first video of this chapter I used these two words. Now the second, after people began to settle in the agricultural communities, when it is the development of agriculture, then the people learned how to weave the twigs and the grass into the mats and baskets. So this is the first step when the people know how to twist the strands or the yarns to make the mats or the basket. Now third, animal fleece or hair was twisted together to make a single or long strand, that is yarn, and that yarn was woven into the fabric, and that fabric is used to make the beautiful clothes. Fourth, the early Indians wore fabrics made out of cotton. We know that cotton is a natural fiber. So generally in the early age people used the cotton fiber, and the cultivation of the cotton fiber is in the region near the river Ganga. Here the one of the most important point is that flax. Flax is also one of the most important plant fiber which is also called natural fiber. We know that the two plant fiber, that is cotton fiber or jute fiber, and the third one is flax. Okay, so this is also a natural fiber. Now in the next slide, in Egypt cotton as well as flax were cultivated near the river Nile and were used to making the fabrics. But in those days where the stitching was not known, then at that time people generally wrapped the fabrics around the different parts of their body to cover them. But as soon as the invention of sewing machine, sewing needles, then the people started to stitching the fabrics to make the clothes, and after that they used the clothes to cover their body parts. Now the last is that stitching clothes have gone through many variations since this invention. So there are so many different types of variations in the clothes are present. But it is still amazing that even today sari, dhoti, lungi or turban are used as the unstitched pieces of the fabric, which you have to remember that which type of fabric or which type of cloth is still used as unstitched clothes. Okay. Now students, the chapter of fiber to fabric is completed from this video. In the next video, in the next slide, there are some homework for all of you. Here, define the terms spinning, weaving and knitting. You already know that. The definition is already given in the presentation. And they describe the process of making yarn from the fiber. It is also discussed in the last video also. Okay. So students, the chapter is complete and thank you so much.